A recent study showed that over 80% of day traders use technical indicators, and in many cases, these traders end up using indicators that deceive them. Some indicators can be very harmful if not used correctly. This is a crucial lesson for all traders, and you might not even realize that your indicator is lying to you. In today's video, we'll talk about the danger of repainting indicators, and I'll show you exactly how to test whether or not you are dealing with such tool. So, like, subscribe, and stick around for the full video. A repainting indicator keeps changing its values. It always uses future data, meaning candles to the right, to come up with the entry signals. This is exactly how repainting indicators make sure their historical entry and exit signals look extremely accurate and flawless. This is the reason why the repainting aspect makes these indicators so appealing when placed on a historical chart. It's because such indicator changes its values as new candles are formed. And when the historical values of the indicator change, they cannot be relied on for backtesting. In other words, when you look at the indicator's value, you are not looking at how they were at that time. You are looking at a new version that has been adjusted to the most recent candles. A repainting indicator cheats you. It looks great on the backtest, but it cannot be used for live trading. In most cases, it uses candles to the right to show more accurate values. An indicator using such formula is a fake one with no real use for live trading. Nearly all technical indicators constantly update the current candle value with each new tick. And this is normal. The close price of the current candle changes for as long as the candle is forming. So if the indicator is based on the close price, which is often the default applied price, the indicator's value at the current candlestick will change too. This isn't bad, and I wouldn't even call this repainting. To mitigate the results of such repainting, you should wait for the candle to close and a new one to open before considering the indicator's value. However, if you set the indicator price type to open, this stops to be a problem. For example, observe how these two RSI indicators behave in real time. The first one is applied to open, so the RSI value never changes because it has been calculated for the given candle. The second one is applied to close and is updating with each new tick. Some indicators are changing their signals on past candles. It means that the indicator's code is looking at the future candles to paint the display for the past bars. And of course, you cannot rely on such an indicator in live trading. This is a bad kind of repainting. For example, you can see here how this indicator keeps repainting the signals on old candles. That's the danger of repainting indicators. If you look at the indicator in hindsight, it looks perfectly precise and perfectly timed. In this example, the indicator recalculates its value based on the current price. In normal practice, you will find such an indicator constantly firing false signals that don't appear on your historical chart. For example, the indicator might offer 6 daily signals, but 4 of them are wrong and disappear later on. If you trade live using these signals, you would get yourself in big trouble. You need to be cautious when dealing with these indicators. Bad repainting indicators will normally issue signals and then recalculate its values using bars to the right. If the signal given earlier was wrong, it will disappear from the chart, and a fresh signal will be issued. And when you review the historical performance of such an indicator, it will show you perfect entry signals. Bad repainting indicators will normally seem to perfectly predict support and resistance levels. However, the indicators will keep adjusting these levels whenever a new high or low price forms. If you use such indicators, you will end up working with the wrong levels, only to discover the level was changed as price changed. This may happen a lot of times and may lead to consecutive losses, especially if you are working on small time frames. Repainting indicators create a false visual impression. This is because they show almost perfect entry and exit points and accurate tops and bottoms. Again, this happens because the indicators adjust to future candles. If this happens, it's a clear indication that it's a bad repainting indicator, which cannot be relied upon. Entry signals shouldn't disappear once they appear on your chart. Another repainting issue is the one that occurs in multi-time frame indicators. A multi-time frame indicator uses data from other time frames, normally higher ones. For example, a simple multi-time frame moving average indicator could be displaying a value from a daily time frame on your hourly chart. And obviously, multi-time frame indicators will look very appealing. That's because when it's attached to a lower time frame chart, its values are displayed so as if the open, high, low, close values of the higher time frame candle are known at the first candle on the lower time frame. For example, let's apply a multi-time frame moving average of the daily time frame attached to the hourly one. As you can see, the higher time frame moving average becomes visible on the first candle of the day. However, in a live trading, it wouldn't appear until the first candle of the next day. When trading with multi-time frame indicators, you must always remember to keep an eye for such a repainting and never judge the efficiency of such indicators by their appearance on historical charts. Not all indicators are repainting. In fact, most of the default technical indicators people use in trading are non-repainting. A normal non-repainting indicator doesn't change its signal value for the candle after that candle has closed. They normally use the candles on the left when calculating their values. Once a certain bar has closed, these indicators will not change values. So, non-repainting indicators never look at future candles to give a signal for the current candle. They are calculated purely using the current or past candles. Not all repainting indicators are bad. A good example would be the zigzag indicator, which is not meant to fool traders. Zigzag indicator will help you identify specific patterns, therefore, it keeps changing as price changes. Zigzag indicator can be used to evaluate the potential profit or for counting Elliott waves. Repainting indicators are not necessarily bad if they are used in the right setting. Another repainting tool which could help you are Renko charts. If you are a discretionary trader, you may use Renko charts to better understand current price trends. But the main limitation of repainting indicators remains. They cannot be used for any form of historical analysis or for backtesting. There are quite a few repainting indicators that have been created by scammers in order to trick beginner traders. These are indicators that keep changing their displays in order to match current trends, to make inexperienced traders believe they are more accurate than they really are. Many of these scammers are trying to sell you a repainting indicator with amazing backtesting results. And these indicators are promoted to pick out the tops and bottoms so easily, and they time their entries right to the pip. And you know the speech that follows. No loss strategy, 99% win rate, 10x growth in 1 week. But sellers who promote a repainting indicator won't actually tell you that it repaints. This is because they want you to believe that the indicator is showing very accurate results, when in fact, the results are not accurate at all. This is why most traders prefer to stick to the regular, non-repainting indicators like moving averages, stochastic, or the Bollinger Bands. To avoid being scammed, it's good to know how you can check if the indicator is repainting. Here are the steps to verify if the indicator is repainting or not. You can use the MT4 strategy tester or the TradingView replay tool. Then you run a backtest of your indicator. Use a lower time frame to see the results faster. Mark the signals and take screenshots so as to compare the signals before and after. Signals coming from a non-repainting indicator should remain unchanged after the price bar closes. Signals from a repainting indicator will be replaced after new candles are formed. It's very important to backtest on lower timeframes. A time frame of 1 minute or 5 minutes will let you obtain faster results compared to higher timeframes. At the same time, the backtest should be carried out at the right speed, not too fast to miss some details. If the signals keep changing on closed bars, then what you have is a repainting indicator. If all signals are missing from your chart after you refresh the chart, again, the indicator is a repainting one. Non-repainting indicators are less problematic. Most of them have a lagging tendency, but at least they are accurate, as the information they provide doesn't change. Looking at the historical charts of such an indicator may not be that appealing, but their reliability, coupled with their ability to be used alongside price action, makes them more dependable. I personally used repainting indicators a lot when I first started, and it was extremely frustrating. The historical results from these indicators are excellent, and at some point you may think you found the Holy Grail, only to realize that in real time, the results are far from what you saw earlier. Despite remaining behind the current price action, non-repainting indicators are more reliable, less problematic, and less risky than repainting ones. So choose your indicators wisely. If you found value and learned something new, leave us a like. This way we'll know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. And check out our Academy program if you want to further level up your trading. Until next time.